I love the aerial bots. They are really, really cool jets that turn into an even cooler combiner, and this is my favorite version of them, the Energon version, or Revenge of the Fallen, and that's because I have nostalgia for them. I saw these when I was a kid, and I had them back then. Starting us off, we're going to go mold by mold, kind of, and that means starting with Slingshot and Air Raid here. I love these guys. They turn into these little F-22 Raptor jets, and they have really, really nice colors on them. I am especially a big fan of the working landing gear they have, and they do complement each other nicely. It makes nice contrast to have black and white shoulders. I also love the fact that they have fully detailed cockpits. All in all, really good scout class jets. The second set of molds that this set has is Fireflight and Skydive. These guys are Warthog style jets and look really good. They have these awesome thruster turbines and the underslung gun, as well as functional landing gear again. They're a little bit bigger or like wider than the other ones, and that's perfectly fine, but they also still have those fully functional cockpits. Overall, another good set of jets. And lastly, we have Silverbolt. This specifically is Energon's Storm Jet, but I'm going to call him Silverbolt for the rest of the review. And he's like a Blackbird, essentially. A nice big jet, and he looks amazing. I love all the little greebles on him. Even though he doesn't really tab into place a lot, it's really just the arms and then friction holding everything together. He does have functional landing gear like the other sets, back when we used to get that. And overall, the colors look really nice. I love the red and white versus the white and red that the normal Silverbolt has. The aerial bots. It's one of my favorite combiners that ever existed. Only really second to Monstructor. And these ones are super cool. We're going to kind of go through all of their transformations. I'm only going to transform one of each mold on camera since there's duplicates, unlike with my Bruticus set where we actually got upgrade ones. And apparently there was plans to add a new jet to this at some point. Like some third-party company was going to add a new jet, but it never came out, never materialized, I guess. First thing, we're going to transform Slingshot because I really like Slingshot. He's probably my favorite color of this. Gonna fold up the landing gear. We're going to pull the legs out from the side and rotate them down, rotate them forward, and flip up the feet. Then it's bringing out the arms, rotating them. Now these are pretty old and they are childhood survivors, so they do have some Sharpie on their head. Fold that down and bring the arms down, lift this up. I've done my best to clean it off in some spots. And there we go. There is him in robot mode, and we'll get Air Raid in the same. And there we go. There's Air Raid. So Slingshot and Air Raid. And then we have Fireflight and Skydive. I think I always get these two mixed up. So this one might be Skydive and this one might be Fireflight, but for the sake of this review, this is Fireflight, this is Skydive. This one does have one of the upgrade kit weapons on it, which we will get into. So you just want to pull this forward, pull these out of their tabs, like so. Fold these out, fold the head out, fold up the landing gear, which I forgot to do. Swing the backpack all the way up, and then tab the head into the combiner port. Bring the arms down and rotate them around. And then swivel at the waist and flip the legs forward. And there you go. You have Skydive in robot mode. And then we'll do the same for Fireflight. Fireflight kind of looks like he has like a rat trap brain going on. If my camera will focus on him. Yeah, he kind of has like a rat trap brain going on. They're supposed to have these like binocular blasters that are supposed to go over the eyes in vehicle mode, but those have long since fallen off on these guys. And lastly, we have Silverbolt, or more specifically for this version, Stormjet. But this is Silverbolt, so that's what we're gonna call him. This is another childhood survivor, although shockingly, it's from a friend of mine, and I was very happy that he was able to give this to me because I had all four of these guys, couldn't find my thing, and couldn't find my center bot, and he had this one, so he hooked me up with this one, and I was very, very happy. It did have a knee malfunction, but I have since fixed it. Had backwards knees, but I ended up fixing that. And I'm also not describing how to transform this guy at all, and I guess I'm kind of not sorry. This folds down. Oh, hang on. Yeah, this folds down, and then this folds down, and then these fold out. And I didn't realize that these plugged into the shoulders right here, these bits. They have these little tabs that the shoulders plug into, which I didn't realize until I had this one in my possession. And then rotate the head around. There we have Silverbolt. And you can fold out, like, I think the official transformation shows you folding these down. I don't like doing that. I'll fold down the heels, but I like the little bits left at the front. I just like big stompers like that. So I'll fold out the heels so he doesn't fall backwards, but there we go. He does have leg sliders, so if he does end up sliding down, I apologize. It's just the case with old figures like this. But there we go. We have the aerial bots in robot mode, and they look pretty good. Let me kind of adjust the camera. There we go. Yeah, they look pretty good together. I like them. Pretty good for a set of Scouts and Deluxes. Robot mode on these guys also looks really good, especially when you add in those upgrade kit weapons instead of the dinky Energon weapons they used to have. It really makes these guys look good and like a pretty powerful little team, despite being only Scouts and a Deluxe. Starting us off again is the smaller jets, the Raptor jets, and they look really good. They have awesome poseability. I love the head sculpts, and they look like modern cyber jets, or Energon cyber jets, which I love. Following that up, obviously, is the Warthog set, and they also have really nice articulation. They get the benefit of having a waist swivel, which does a lot for them, and overall, they look really nice. The head sculpt on these guys is a little squished, I will say, and I am missing a piece, but hey, that's just how it goes. They are still pretty solid little jet formers. Lastly is Silverbolt, of course, and there's not a lot to say about him. He has really good posing for a Energon Deluxe. Like, I'm shocked the fact he has almost modern articulation. The head sculpt looks really nice. I love that nice golden crest on there. He looks absolutely fantastic. I really, really do like this guy. Alright, that's enough kicking around. Let's get right into what you guys are here for. You're here for that awesome combined mode. First thing you want to do is get this guy ready. Basically turn him back into jet mode, but have the arms flailed out. And do the same. Bring in these upgrade kit parts, and they're just going to plug onto those guys easy as pie. That's how you get the arms on this boy. Now, the other jets, you basically put them into their normal configuration for leg mode, and then the upgrade kit from Fans Project includes these nice replacement feet, and that's going to make this guy look absolutely fantastic in combined mode. And lastly, and this is where the biggest differences come in between the Fans Project and the second kit, is Silverbolt is going to get a huge upgrade. So typically this is all you would need, but the second upgrade kit includes these parts: leg extensions and a hip holder. It makes sure he doesn't fall in half during combined mode and gives him longer legs. After that, it's as easy as plugging this guy together and making sure everything is nice and tight. You're ready to combine. The legs go on these new connectors absolutely flawlessly, and the extra shoulder blocks plug in like they were meant to be here. It's really, really nice. And when you pull back and see the full Superion, it's speechless how good this guy looks. This guy is big. Like, I remember when people were first talking about the upgrade kits and Revenge of the Fallen Superion in general, and he is big. Like, here's Core Class Shockwave. He's pretty big, and just real quick, because I know people are going to want to see it, here is Bruticus with him. Bruticus is kind of fallen backwards a little bit. His knees aren't quite what they used to be. Oh no. One of his knees is going out, so unfortunately. There we go, hang on. Here's Bruticus with him. You can see he's a little shorter than Bruticus at the head. Bruticus is a little taller head-wise, but shoulder-wise, they're about the same height, which is really nice, especially since these are both Fans Project upgrade sets. Or at least most of this is. This is not only just the Fans Project upgrade set, which gives him these pieces right here, the hands. I believe it gives him most of these feet. It's also the Fall of Superion set, which adds in these awesome arm armatures, the foot heighteners, and a couple other things, but for the most part, it just adds in these awesome shoulders right here and this waist piece, as well as these leg extenders. So it adds in shoulders that allow him to just look better and gives him better elbows, and it just gives the Superion more articulation. So articulation on Superion is he has a slightly ball jointed head, so he can tilt just a little bit and he can look down because it's on a panel, and he can look side to side. The arms are on ratchets and can full 360 around. They can move in and out on these armatures. He has a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrist swivel, and on his hands, if we can move those forward, he has a individually articulated pointer finger and individual three fingers on that one side. So pretty articulated on that end. And then right here, on his waist, no waist articulation. Let me move this out of the way because these are kind of clunky. His whole leg scenario is kind of clunky. He has articulation at the waist skirts, and his legs still move forward, still move back, in and out. Still all that articulation there. He has thigh and knee rotation. He has a knee bend. And then he has slightly tilting ankles. Now, they just tilt just enough to kind of let you like level them out, which is kind of nice. But overall, it is not a super dynamic figure, I will say. It's definitely a kind of a brick in a lot of ways, despite having all this articulation. But that doesn't mean you can't get him in some very... Let me see if we can get him in some more dynamic poses here. Some very dynamic poses. I also really like the blaster the Fans Project set adds to him. This little rifle right here. Oh, but yeah, there we go. We can get him kind of doing the standard one knee leg stretch pose there. But yeah, looks really good, and this waist piece is a huge boon since it holds this and the waist in place. And that is Superion. Fans Project Fall of Superion to be exact. He is a hulking beast. He does look like he rivals that Fans Project Bruticus, which he's kind of supposed to. He's the only Autobot combiner from Energon, and stacking him up next to the other upgraded combiner from Fans Project, they look like a set. They look like they belong together, and it's really, really nice to have both of these on my shelf. These were grails for me for a really long time, and to have both of them is a childhood dream come true. They're absolutely amazing. They're massive. I stand them next to my Legacy Metroplex, the Cybertron one, on my shelf, and they just look like a nice, awesome set together. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought about this guy down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. This has been Bots Obsession.